Every 5 centuries, destiny divides the world in two. Not with war, not with famine, but with twins whose veins carry the first spark of creation. A power older than light, older than death, a force the ancient world once worshipped and feared. They called it the vein of origin, a living energy sealed within blood, passed silently from parent to child, waiting for the moment it would awaken. And from the moment it was created, 2 families have fought for it. One, sworn to protect it. The other, sworn to claim it, no matter the cost. Years ago, while one bloodline hid the origin far from the eyes of man, the rival bloodline tore through ancient islands, shattered ruins, and awakened forbidden spirits, chasing a prize that had already slipped from their grasp. They searched oceans, continents, realms lost to time. But the origin was never in stone, never in a temple, never in an artifact. It was already beating inside 2 children born that same night. And so the world turned, unaware that its next saviors, or its final destroyers, were growing quietly within the city of Astrahelm, a place where neon lights hum with energy, where sorcerers patrol beside soldiers, and where technology dances with ancient power. Astrahelm, a city built on hope, fear, and secrets. Within its walls, 2 young twins trained under the watch of a guardian who knew the truth, but carried a burden too heavy to speak. The twins laughed with innocence, fought with curiosity, and dreamed with hearts untouched by the darkness stalking them. For they did not know their veins glowed with an energy the world would kill or die to control. Far beneath the city, in chambers where the sun never dared to breathe, another set of twins sharpened their hatred. Raised in chains, molded by cruelty, forged into weapons by parents who tasted failure and refused to swallow it. The villain twins, 2 brothers bound by blood, broken by obsession, and consumed by a destiny that was never theirs to hold. And when the world denied them the origin, they vowed to burn the world instead. Their rise began with a whisper, a small gang of exiled sorcerers, a handful of mutants cast out from society, a cluster of mad priests hungry for chaos, and those who worshipped the shadow of destruction. Piece by piece, they built an alliance known only in the streets as the Black Sigil Order. Villains, monsters, and broken souls drawn together by a single promise: the world would kneel, or the world would burn. The first strike came without warning. A tear in the sky above Astrahelm, a storm of spirit energy ripping through buildings, a wave of shadows swallowing half the eastern district. Screams filled the night, light shattered, and the fear that humanity buried for centuries returned in a single heartbeat. As the city fell into chaos, the guardian of the hero twins knew the truth could no longer sleep. Children, there is something you must hear. And with a trembling voice, the veil was broken. He told them of the ancient war, of the families who fought, of the island that hid nothing, of the power sealed in their blood, and of the twins who would kill millions just to steal it. The hero twins stood shaken, but not broken. Even in fear, a spark ignited in them, a light the darkness could not smother. And in that moment, their guardian made a vow: you will not face this world alone. All across Astrahelm, young fighters felt the tremor of destiny calling. A boy with unstable lightning veins, cursed with power he can barely control. A girl who bends sound into weapons sharper than steel. A blind monk guided by spirit beasts older than civilization. A graffiti sorcerer whose drawings come alive when danger strikes. And a swordsman from an ancient clan tasked with one mission: protect the twins at any cost. These were the first to join the Dawn Crest Circle. A team born not from pride, not from glory, but from survival. Meanwhile, the villain twins rose higher. Their alliance spread through the underworld, through abandoned districts, through the broken hearts of those who lost everything. Every attack was a message. Every explosion was a warning. Every scream was a reminder. They did not want the world. They wanted the origin. And they would tear down every wall, every city, and every innocent soul to claim it. On a cold night drenched in smoke and fire, the four twins finally sensed each other for the first time. Across the rooftops of Astra, hero and villain stood under the same moon. For shadows, two destinies, one ancient power pulsing beneath their skin. The air trembled as their veins awakened. Fate shivered, and the world understood the truth it had avoided for centuries. This is not a story of heroes and villains, not a story of light and darkness. This is the tale of two bloodlines, for twins, and a power too dangerous to exist. When the origin awakens, the world will not choose who wins, only who survives. The night held its breath, for figures hovered above the burning rooftops of Astra, two born to protect the origin, two born to steal it. For the first time in centuries, the divided bloodlines stood face to face. The air between them twisted, not from wind, but from power awakening in four matching veins. Shadow flame curled around Kai's arm, ghost light shimmered across Lyra's skin, crimson corruption pulsed behind Draven's eyes, and cold blue hatred dripped from Estelle's fingertips. They didn't move, they didn't speak, they simply recognized each other, not by face, not by history, but by the ancient energy screaming inside their blood. For in that heartbeat above Astra, each twin felt the other as if looking into a broken reflection of themselves. And then, the origin pulsed. A single wave, invisible yet violent, tore through the skyline. Windows burst, metal twisted, air ignited. The shock threw all four twins backward, tumbling through the smoke-soaked night. Yet even as they regained their balance, the truth became unmistakable. Their veins were sinking. The power sealed centuries ago had finally awakened, not in one bloodline, but in both. And the world beneath them felt the repercussion. Down in the ruined district, the Vein Ward Sentinels watched with dread. Their mission was clear: protect the Onyx twins at any cost. But even they had never witnessed the origin respond like this. Because the vein wasn't just awakening, it was choosing. But choices never stay peaceful. The villain twins were the first to rise from the blast. Estelle's gaze sharpened with hunger. Draven's grin stretched with cruelty. This was the moment they'd been molded for, the moment they had suffered, bled, and broken to reach. The heroes steadied themselves as flames spiraled below. Kai's breath grew sharp. Lyra's heartbeat thundered like a war drum. Their guardian had warned them, but he had never prepared them for this. Another pulse, another tremor. The Origin's call thundered again, this time from far beyond the city. A location only ancient blood could understand. A place erased from all maps. The last chamber where the vein was touched by human hands. Each set of twins felt it. All four turned their heads in the same direction. The island, the birthplace of the Origin. In the silence that followed, one truth settled into every soul watching. The first meeting of the twins was not a battle. It was the beginning of the race. A race to reach the vein first. A race that would burn cities, shatter worlds, and force destiny to reveal its cruelest intentions. And as the four figures vanished into the night, two in pursuit of power, two in pursuit of purpose, the city of Astrahelm finally understood. The cold night was only the spark. The fire was yet to calm. The night after their first encounter did not return to silence. Astrahelm woke to sirens, ruptured skylanes, shattered districts, but the four twins didn't look back. Each pair had already vanished beyond the city's edge, pulled by the same ancient signal, drawn by the same heartbeat calling them across oceans. The race for the vein had begun, but destiny never allows a straight path. Far above the clouds, where cold winds carve through the dark, the hero twins soared on spirit gliders shaped from Kai's shadow flame and Lyra's light burst. Their guardian guided them, speaking calmly despite the turbulence, his voice steady while the world beneath them trembled. Children, keep your minds clear. The vein is awake. It will test you. But even he felt a truth he dared not speak. The origin wasn't just calling them. It was pulling them, as if the vein itself wanted to be found, or feared what would happen if the wrong hands reached it first. Across the same sky but miles ahead, the villain twins carved through the air like falling nightmares. Estelle rode a beast of corrupted spirit energy, wings made of rotting blue flames. Draven tore through the clouds with raw force, leaving trails of blood-red lightning. They weren't heading to the island simply to claim the vein. No, they planned to awaken it, forcefully, violently, unnaturally, and the consequences would ripple far beyond the living world. Back on the ground, chaos spread like infection. The Black Sigil Order launched their first coordinated assault, a chain reaction across Astrahelm's districts. Rogue sorcerers summoned fractured spirits that clawed through buildings. Mad priests ignited cursed shrines in the alleys. Mutants rampaged through markets. Shadow beasts crawled from the underground tunnels and fed on fear. This wasn't random destruction. It was a message. If the world will not give us the origin, the world will suffer until it does. The Vein Ward Sentinels rallied in response. Lightning Vein Boy, Soundsmith Girl, Spirit Monk, Graffiti Sorcerer, Swordsman of the Dawn Crest. Together they fought to hold the city intact, their powers clashing with monsters the streets had never seen. But even they sensed the real war had already left Astrahelm. In the skies above the ocean, something shifted. Something ancient. The clouds darkened into spirals. The sea roared as if waking from 1,000-year slumber. Strange lights danced under the waves, like forgotten spirits rising from the deep. The twins, both sets, felt a cold pressure grip their hearts. The island was close now. Too close. A place once erased from every map, now revealing itself to the bloodlines it was meant for. The villain twins were the first to descend. As their feet touched the shore, the island responded. Trees bowed, sand trembled. The air crackled with forbidden memory. Estelle's voice was almost a whisper of awe. It recognizes us. But Draven knew better. No, it recognizes the origin. We're just here to take it. Deep within the island's heart, a pulse echoed, slow, steady, ancient. The vein of origin was truly waking, and the island no longer slept alone. High above, still approaching, Kai and Lyra felt the tremor ripple through their bones. Their guardian inhaled sharply. They are already here. He didn't need to say who. The heroes stared at the jungle below, their expressions hardened by the weight of destiny. They had never fought the villain twins, never exchanged a single word with them. But tonight, the world would witness the first clash of the bloodlines, the first real battle for the origin. The island waited, the veins stirred, for fates converged.